All right, all right. I got to go grab something real quick. We're going to talk about a 90-day run. I'll be back in 30 seconds. Hold on, hold on, hold on. All right, all right, all right. You ready? I got to tell you something. 90 days changed my life. For real and no kidding. I was struggling in network marketing. And what happened for me, I got started in 1988, January of 1988. And by early 1992, I was full-time, but I still hadn't experienced a breakthrough. How many of you have been involved for 3 years or more and still have not experienced the breakthrough? Raise your hands. And I started wondering, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm just not built for this. Maybe this is not my thing, because understand, I had income, but I didn't have freedom. I had income, but I didn't have leverage. I had income, but I didn't have duplication. And there came a moment, myself and a couple other people, we saw a magical moment, an opportunity with our company. It was September 1st of 1992. It's been a while. And my mentor at that time said to me, the next 90 days can change our life. I'll never forget, he said, 90 days of pain for a lifetime of gain. Are you willing to give 90 days of 100% in order to be able to change your experience? And that resonated with me. I heard him when he said that. I said, okay. Our company that we were with at the time was doing $1 million a month in sales. Sales. Okay? And it was September 1st. And we said, for the next 90 days, whoever talks to the most people is going to win. So let's go. And I did my first 90-day run with 100% commitment. And when I say 100%, I'm not kidding. I went from 8 a.m. to midnight every day for 90 straight days. Every single day. How many hours is that? 16 hours a day times 7. That's 100 and what? 110, 120 hours a week. And all I did for the entire 90 days was income-producing activities. Now, I got to tell you, I had an income in my first 3 years. I did this 90-day run, and I ran like my life hung in the balance. And 90 days later, the company went from $1 million a month to $14 million a month. $1 million a month in September, $14 million a month in December. They were on back order half the time. And my income in 1993, guess what it was? From the efforts that I put in for that 90 days, it went from just enough income to pay the bills to my 1099 from my company in 1993 was $980,000. Everything changed. Now, I got to tell you, it was the hardest thing I ever did, for sure. Hardest thing I ever did, I felt like quitting 15 times. Nobody else did it with me. I did it completely by myself. It was one of the loneliest experiences I ever went through. Some people will tell you about one day that they worked 16 hours. They'll brag about it for the next 16 weeks. But I did it every day. Every day when I started, nobody was there. Every day I went till midnight. I learned to call people on one time zone in the morning and another time zone in the evening. I was working every single angle I could. Changed my life. And I started asking around. I've done, in my network marketing field career, probably did 6 90-day runs. 6 90-day runs in order to be able to earn $15 million. 6 90-day runs in order to earn $15 million. And what I want to talk to you about is I reverse engineered. I went and talked to the top earners. Every top earner that I knew at the time, I asked them, was there a season in your business when you went 100% all out for a short period of time? Radical burst of energy. And you know what they said? Absolutely. Absolutely. That's how I found that the 20 and 30, how to recruit 20 people in 30 days, was part of a 90-day run, but also that some of these people did extraordinary things in order to be able to bust out of their current situation and go to another level. So I'm going to tell you some stories. I'm going to introduce you to some people who've done a 90-day run. We're going to be walking through some of these things. But let me start by talking about, why is the 90-day run so powerful? Why is it so powerful? Here's why. Number one, success loves speed. Success loves speed. There's something that happens when you do something you're going to do anyway, but you do it faster. We're talking about an accelerated burst of energy, an accelerated blast. It's not a marathon, it's a sprint. An accelerated burst creates velocity within your business. Velocity in your business. It adds momentum to your business. And here's one of the things that I found fascinating. It's easier. It's easier because you could crawl through your network marketing experience for the next 5 years. Or you could sacrifice everything for 90 days and get it over with. Get the pain over with. Get the struggle over with. Put it in your rearview mirror. Rip the Band-Aid off. Just do it already. Do it or don't. I believe that there's 2 places that you can exist in network marketing. I want you to hear me when I say this. One is to be a hobbyist. Just enjoy the products, enjoy the positive environment, enjoy the people, make a few bucks, low expectations, low results, but you're happy. Just the same way you'd be happy doing any hobby. It's okay. There's no shame in being a hobbyist. Your expectations are in alignment with your returns. Or, the other place to be in network marketing is all the way. All in, what I talked about, obsession, we're going to the top, all the way. Where you have high expectations, but you also have a high level of commitment. Do you hear me? Your commitment is in alignment with your expectations, with your vision. That's a good place to be. But let me tell you what is a version of network marketing hell. High expectations, low commitment. You will be miserable for as long as you keep that gap between the expectations and your commitment. So here's what I would tell you. No matter, you want to make $2,000 a month, you need to do a 90-day game plan to get there. You want to make $10,000 a month or $50,000 a month, you need to do a 90-day game plan to get there. And listen to me, if you're not willing to do that 90 days and you refuse to lower your expectations, I think you should do something else. I think you should find something else to do. It's just not worth it to go through this type of anxiety and comparing yourself to other people and beating yourself up all the time. And you know why? Some of you don't have, how many, raise your hands if you don't have a lot of support from home. You know why you don't have support? You know why? They're tired of watching you crawl. They're tired of you sacrificing time away from the family and not getting a result. They're sick of it. Most of the people I know that had bad home environments when it came to lack of support, they started making more money, and guess what? Support turned itself around. When all of a sudden the family started to have more choices. It's easier. This is more efficient. You can get more done in 90 days than you can in 90 months of crawling inch by inch by inch by inch. You literally can. Intensity, the intensity itself, also attracts. It's attractive. When you go hard, guess what? It gets easy to recruit because you're going hard. The intensity that you bring to a run like this will cause people to say, what is Felicia doing? I want to be a part of it. What is Renee doing? What's Kylie doing? What's Natasha doing? I want to be a part of it. Man, he's running hard. She's running hard. I want to be a part of it. It's attractive. Intensity attracts. It's easier and it's attractive. It creates excitement. It creates a little crackle in the air, a little sparkle in your eyes. And the biggest reason why it's so powerful is it creates results. It creates results when they wouldn't have been there. It creates results. You'll get to a rank. You'll get income. You'll get all different kinds of results from this if you're willing to run hard for 90 days. If I showed you how to run hard for 90 days, how many people would be willing to do it with me if I showed you? Put a number 1 into the comments if you'd be willing to run hard. For that kind of result, to be able to create velocity, momentum, excitement, results, that's exciting. The other thing it does is it builds stories. It builds stories on your team. People getting to core rank, recruiting, results, your story, other people's stories. Those stories are worth their weight in gold. Now, let me tell you why this works so powerfully. I'm going to do some artwork with you. Okay, you ready? Let's imagine this is McCarran International Airport. And on the runway is an airplane. It's good artwork, isn't it? Isn't it a magical airplane? I'll turn this into an NFT later. Now you got this airplane. Now I want you to imagine the airplane is sitting on the runway. That's the opportunity. That's your business. And you're going to load it up with passengers. You load it up with your family and friends. You got people sitting in the back. You're in the pilot seat. You're in the pilot seat. You're on the runway. And let's say you only have to fly from Las Vegas to Los Angeles. It's like a half-hour flight. So it's not a long flight. You're not flying to Europe. You're just flying to Los Angeles. So because you're only going so far, you give it 10% throttle and you start moving 5 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour on the runway. Here you're going. You got movement. Wow, there's movement in your network marketing business. You're not sitting still. You're actually moving. Isn't this exciting? People join network marketing. They give it 5% throttle and they go, oh, we're moving. Hey, everybody, we're moving. They tell their family, we're moving, we're moving. Are they going to get off the ground? Are they going to get off the ground, yes or no? Thumbs up or thumbs down? But they're moving. They're still not going to get off the ground? Nope. What if they really, really are passionate, but they only have 5% energy? What if they have a big vision, but they only give it 5% energy? They're not going to get off the ground. What if they say, well, I'm only flying 30 minutes. I don't have big goals. I'm not flying to Europe. 5%. So they get frustrated. Now, they're like wandering around. Imagine an airplane wandering around. It's wandering around the runway. Everybody's wondering, what are they doing? What are they doing? They're just like burning up gas. What are they doing? I'm just like, what is going on? So they finally get frustrated. All right, fine, 10%. I'll double my commitment. And now they're moving a little faster on the runway, moving a little faster on the runway, clogging things up. Families getting antsy. They're getting hungry in the back. What are we doing up there, Dad? What are we doing up there, Mom? Hey, be quiet. I'm running my business. 10% throttle. Are they going to get off the ground? Yes or no? Thumbs up or thumbs down? No. So they go to 25%. They still don't get off the ground. They go to 50%. They still don't get off the ground. Family is now grumpy. What are you doing? These seats are uncomfortable. Why are you sacrificing our time along with your time while we're wandering around this stupid runway? I'm sick of this runway. If you want to get off the ground in your business, what has to happen with the throttle? What percent do they need to put it to in order to get off the ground? Take a look at the chat. You need to put the pedal down. You need to go. Whether you're trying to make $500 a month or $5,000 a month or $50,000 a month or $5 million a month, you've got to get off the ground. Which means, even if you're part-time, there's going to come a time when you have to give it 100%. And here's what happens. When you finally agree to do that, you get off the ground and you get velocity for the first time. You get altitude for the first time. You're like, oh, we're flying. I just rank advanced. I rank advanced again. I rank advanced the third time. Oh my gosh. You get to an altitude. And then you can decide. If you say, you know what, $500 a month is enough for me. You can level off if you want to. Level off. Or you can decide to go to another altitude or level off. Or you can decide to keep going. Now, but here's the thing. When you're taking off, is that a good time to have lunch? When you're taking off? No, it's not a good time. Is it a good time to watch a movie? Is it a good time to read a book? What if it's a great book? Good time to even go to the bathroom? Good time to take a nap? No, you are taking off. What does taking off responsibly mean? What does it require? Total focus. All in. All the way. It's not forever. In an airplane, it's a few minutes. In your network marketing business, it's 90 days. But during those 90 days, it's not a time to be watching every sporting event. It's not a time to be reading every book. It's not a time to be studying every mentor. It's not a time to be casually hanging out. You're taking off. You're going to take your life to a different altitude. It's vital to go 100% to get off the ground to a safe altitude. Then you can throttle back. This is what's critical. Then you can gather strength to do it again. And then you can gather strength to do it again. Is this resonating with you? That if I really did this, if I really went hard. Now, I'll talk to you about it a little bit later before, but let me just tell you this. When I say 90-day run, I'm not saying you have to give it 16 hours a day like I did. Some of you don't have it to give. Some of you have to take care of a job in order to be able to take care of your family right now this second. But you could do 6 hours a day if you really sacrifice like I did. You can give to your job, and then you could give to your taking off. Some of you super part-time could still give 100% effort in 2 hours a day for 90 straight days. You'll get an altitude. I'm just saying the harder you go, the more efficient this is going to become. And listen to me. It's easier than taking the next 90 weeks and beating yourself up. It's easier than taking the next 90 months and comparing your results to somebody else. You join this for a reason. You're in love with your products for a reason. You're in love with this profession for a reason. But somebody sold you on inch by inch, it's a cinch. Somebody sold you that you could just get on the runway and give it a little bit of throttle, and this is a little part-time hustle. It's a little part-time hustle. Oh, you'll get, how about this one? So long as you never quit, you'll succeed. Okay, I give it 5% throttle and I never quit. I never quit. I never quit. You can't get me to quit. I'm staying around forever. Can't get me out of this business. I never quit. Well, am I ever going to get off the ground? If I do it for 10 years, am I going to get off the ground? If I do it for the rest of my life, am I going to get off the ground? No. So, of course, quitting guarantees you're going to fail. You know what I hope? Here's what I see. And what I see in all of you, and we're going to have some people come out and share some stories in a moment. When I see in all of you, imagine there's 60,000 airplanes on the runway. All of you in your own airplane, okay? And you're moving. You got some stuff going. Hey, you bought a ticket to GoPro that's going to give you a little bit more gas. Great, fantastic.